Hey guys, what's up? NPS Ready here and welcome back to another excited visual effect tutorial. In today's video, we will be diving into the world up close CGI and learning how to add a realistic cloth simulation inside your videos. So without any more delay, let's get started this amazing tutorial. First thing first, if you are new here, I will highly suggest you to go there and check out our channel. It is fully loaded with high quality, tons of 3D and visual effect tutorial. So if you are just want to get started with Blender and want to learn how you can plan and how you can create the CGI videos, just like you are seeing all the times on Instagram, you can follow along with my tutorials, and there are multiple softwares available outside to complete this task, just like 3ds Max, Cinema 4D, Blender, Houdini. In this case, I'm going to choose Blender because it's completely free, but more or less the step will be the same, so you can follow this course concept with any program. So yeah, let's get started this tutorial. I would like to introduce one of my amazing course, Modern Visual Effects. So if you are interested to learn visual effect and you are new to this field and you want to learn also Blender by creating these visual effects, I will highly recommend to check Modern Visual Effect. It has total 7 different chapters, 5 different effects, and 2 chapters are dedicated for the basics, just like the first chapter is for the basics, second chapter is all about the tracking, and rest 5 is dedicated to different visual effect like green screen, how you can do and composite 3D object into real world. And also recently I included the iPhone visual effect, which has 37 million views on Instagram, and I share all the step-by-step tutorial into my new course. So yeah, you can go there and check it. I am using Blender 4.0. I will click on this plus icon, go to the VFX and choose motion tracking, and here I will just simply drag and drop my clip. If I will check the details of my footage, it has 1080 by 920 and 30 frames. So I'll go to output properties, and here I will mention the details and change this to 30. To change the color, I will go to the render properties, color management, and choose this from Aejuice to standard. I have already made a couple of videos related to Blender tracking. I will put the link in my video description, so you can go there and check the detailed version. Here I will quickly try to track this shot. So go to the first frame, let preface, so it will load this footage into Blender memory. Set scene frame, and it will change this end frame. In the motion model, I will change this from location to perspective. Check this normalize, tracking setting extra, and change the correlation to 0.9. And everything looks good to me. Then simply click on this detect feature, and in this panel I will try to change a couple of values, threshold 0.3, distance 80, and click tracking forward, and it will track the markers forward. In the end frame, I will click again detect features and track it backward. Go to the solve panel, and here I will click on this focal length and make it solve camera motion, and it will give me the error is 8.48. Our goal is to get this error below 1 pixel. So I can go to the clip display enable, so I can go each and single tracks, and I can see, you can see the errors is 5.39 and 49 because there is 2. So basically I have to remove all the markers which has more than 1 pixel error. To complete this task quickly, I have option in cleanup. Go to the clean tracks, and here I have option reprojection error. I will press 2 and it will select all the markers. So first let me go with the 5 or maybe 6, and let's delete this and disable this focal length, solve camera motion, and I have 0.97. Still, if you'll see in the graph, if I'll select this, and you can see this marker is behaving very unevenly, so I have to select and delete this also. Solve camera motion again, and I have 0.69. If you want to try more, you can select a few markers and you can change this as well as. Okay, I'll go to the track, and this is a camera and lens, and right now this is 24 focal length, so let's try to make it a bit low. Solve camera motion. Okay, not bad. So I will go down and click on this setup tracking scene. We have created a scene. Let's go to the layout and go to the camera icon and go to the first frame, and let's try to play and check. So you can see something is going on, but this is not looking too good over here. You can see So I'll select the camera and go to the camera properties. This is the focal length 24 mm, but the phone which I use, I have around 13 mm lens. So let me divide this by 1.77778, and this is a hack to get the actual focal length. And right now you can see it's 13.5, and if I'll play, you can see now this thing is properly following my motion. Or let's suppose if I am feeling something weird over here, so before creating tracking scene, I can add a few more points over here. Select this, go down, and in the orientation tab I'll make it set origin, so our origin will be over here. This is looking a bit good. I'll go to the layout tab for now, and here comes the orientation part, how I can manually correct the orientation. So first let's go click on this tab and go to the background and remove this, and also select this background, right click and delete hierarchy. So now I have the reference cube, light and camera. I will go in this overlay panel and enable motion tracking. So now all the markers you can see on the screen, all the markers are visible now. Also this null is visible. So this is the hack to orientate this camera. So now I will create two different slide views. So this will be the final, and this is where I will try to adjust it. Make sure to select this null, okay, this empty, and now I can press RX and I can try to orientate this RX RY RX RY, and I can press GX. So now you can see our motion is the same, but now I have a bit good orientation going on. To check everything, I will simply zoom over here, select this marker and this one, and I'll press Shift S, cursor to selected, and create a plane RY and make it 90, and I will just scale it a bit, move it over here RZ, and let's play and check. Here I can change this transformation orientation to local axis, so these things can move into locally. I'll press dot to zoom in, and here I have a couple of points. You can see this one and this one. So I think this plane should line up like this way. So I'll press 7, and I think this is here. So it should line up like this orientation, and now you can see this is looking right. Or I can simply select this plane, press tab to go inside the edit mode, and I can just correct these vertices, and let's go to the first frame and play, and now you can see this is a bit right and this can work. Okay, so if I play, you can see this is how it is behaving. I can press Ctrl R to create maybe 3 edge loops and just try to line up this, and I think this is pretty much good. If you believe you have to extend your cloth here or your 3D animation over here or this side, you have to build this according to that. But in my case, I am not going to move it here. I will somehow hang our cloth over here. Okay, once you think this is good, I can simply go inside the edit mode, press A and select all the faces, press E and extrude it, go over here to C, like this is enough, and I can press 1 for the edge selection and just move it over here. Something like this can work. And once this is done, go to the modifier panel and choose a bevel modifier and add a segments and just down the amount. Okay, so basically I'm creating this for collide our cloth with this. We are good to move to the next step. Let's import our 3D model. So I downloaded this cloth from Sketchfab from an artist called Toxic. So huge shout out for this one. I will put the link so you can go there and download this cloth. Go to the file, import. I downloaded in GLTF format, so I will select this and click import, and I'll press M and move this into a new collection called dress, and I'll press dot to zoom in, press Alt P and clear and keep transformation. I will leave only the model and delete rest of the things. So this is our dress. Make the origin to the surface, okay, and remove this armature, and I'll scale it and in the building I'll press tab, select this point and make it shift S cursor to selected. Now select this model, shift S selection to cursor. So now our model is here, our dress model is here. I will select this and I will try to make it a bit bigger, and our goal is to hang this cloth. I rotate this in a way like this. Control A and apply all the transformation for this dress. In the next step we will see how we'll create this cloth animation. To add the cloth simulation in Blender, I will simply select the model, go to the physics properties, and here I will select the cloth, and if I click play you will see this is falling. Our goal is to hang this cloth, hang this dress on this building. So I will select this building and also make sure to apply the scale. So I'll press Ctrl A and apply all the transformation. Now select this building and go to the collision tab and apply it, and let's play, and you will see something is happening. The first thing you will notice, the first part of the cloth is stuck inside this building. So here are a couple of things which you have to do. First, make sure all the normals are accurate. So if I'll go into the overlay and choose face orientation, now you can see our building is red. Our goal is to make it blue. Blue means normals are correct. So I will simply go inside the edit mode by pressing tab, select by pressing A and press shift N, and it will invert the normals. Okay, let's go to the overlay and turn off the face orientation. So you can see this is not going inside this building. The next issue is the dress is steering. So I will select the dress, press tab to go inside the edit mode, press 1 for the vertex selection, A to select everything, press F3 and search merge by distance. And here on this number I am going to go with 0.1. It merge the nearest vertex, so there are high chances we will not have any vertices which is not connected to each other. So this way it will hold that object rather than making it fall. But you can see our shape is a bit weird, so I'm going to go back F3 and choose merge by distance, and here maybe I will go with 0.01. So let's see if this will work. Okay, so let's play. This is good, this is good, this is really good. So let me make this like this way, it can hold. So now our goal is to make this, it can attach. I have another solution. Maybe we can add some extra object over here, like create a new cube, maybe something like this. Apply the scale and let's apply the bevel modifier over here as well as, and set smooth, and let's select this and apply the collision, and now it should stuck with this. That object is holding our cloth, you can see, but the issue is our cloth is not behaving well. So to fix this intersection, like over here you can see, to fix this intersection I will select this cloth, go to the cloth properties, and in down here is option called collision, and make it self collision on. And if I will play now you can see the behavior is much more good. I will just make some room like this, and let's play and check once again. So this is good. Here you can see this is not updating, so to fix this I have to go over here and let's change any settings and recalculate these things. Okay, I want to start the animation where this cloth is in this position. So how I can do it? I can simply select this, go to the modifier tab, and here I will apply this modifier, cloth modifier. So now you can see this is in this field, will not look good because there is no animation going on. So first let's go to the physics properties and add a cloth, so it should start behaving like before, and make sure to add self collision. The next step here I will decide the cloth. So let's suppose if I'll go with the silk, you can see, let me focus over here. So you will see this is how the silk should behave. I have other options like cotton. So these are the preset which can work. So maybe I will go with the silk for now. To make it some more motion I will add a wind. So go to shift A and go to the force field and choose wind. Press M and move this into a new collection called force. Select this camera and press M and move this into a new collection called camera. So now I have everything going on in a way. I'll create so go to the force field. This is the wind. Right now this is focusing upward. My goal is to make it downward, so I'll simply R and rotate this. And if I'll go to the physics properties, I have these settings for the wind. So let's add 100 for the strength, and let's see if it's doing anything or not. So you can see this is definitely doing. I can make it like 1000 too much, so that you can see this is how this wind is behaving. Maybe let's try this way. And this is a trial and R&D type process. This is too much, so let's go with downside. Let's change this to the 100. Oh, I have to make this on and make it holder and move this into the reference slider. I want to make it fly, but not like this way. This is too much. And the other thing you will notice, there is one linear motion, not some randomness. So I will select this and make it like 50, and I can make it I. So in start it will be 50, and on the 80 frames maybe press I once again and go on to 19 and make it like 25, and on over here it will be 0. And then again it should be like 50, something like that. So let's play, and you'll notice. So you can see it's based on these numbers we are able to create the wrinkles as well as. And maybe I can just extend these numbers, so we have a much more good the wrinkles going on. Also I can add a new effect called turbulence. Move this into the force field, and I'll just move this turbulence over here and just make the strength 1000 and make the size 1 and flow also 1, and let's see. So you can see this is also creating wrinkles, but this is too much, so maybe just make this 100 as well as to see. And now this is looking really nice, and the slow wrinkles and the slow movement also creating the sense of heaviness over here. So I really like it, and you have the options like these to tweak these things even more if you want. Let's move to the material, texture and lighting part. So here you will notice we have inbuilt textures already applied, and if I'll go to the rendered mode, let's first go here and change this to the cycles and make this to the GPU. And for the viewport samples I will make it 256 or maybe 64. And if I'll go into the render tab, now we have no light going on, so we'll set up the lighting in a moment. But before that, let's go over here and disable this scene world. So now we will see our default lighting from Blender, and let's change this to this one and just down the intensity a bit. And also I want to see my footage, so I will go to the render properties, go down to the film and enable transparent. So now you can easily see it. I have to see where the sun is, and based on that we have to create the sun and environment map and extra. So here, if just for the quick, I can just rotate the sun as well as join this and create another. Let's go it down, and in the overlay let's disable the extra, and this one let's go to the shader editor and select this building and press new, and this will be the building. And if you'll see, our building color is kind of a gray. So what I will do, I will simply select this color, something like this. You can also use the footage as this, so it will bounce the same lighting. So here I'm going to the properties, object data properties, visibility, and make it shadow catcher, because this will be as a shadow catcher, and this is how it will look. You can see I can select this and I can come back over here, and here I can play with the roughness and all. I have options. So what I will do, I will simply make some room and add a color ramp and plug it into the roughness slider, and here I can see how I can control it. So basically I want less reflective, so that's why I go with this. Okay, now it is looking really good. In the base color, I can also use hue and saturation node and plug it over here. And if I'll move this hue, I will have a very different kind of a dress going on, but I like the golden one. And here I can also play with the saturation, so this is kind of a silver and this is also looking pretty nice. I will go with 2. So yeah, you can see how quickly we match the lighting and rest of the things. I don't believe this shadow will go over here, otherwise you can create a different object over here, and based on the lighting that will reflect the shadows over here, but I don't think that will go over there. So I think the texturing looks right. Let's disable this and scene world, and let's add our light. Okay, so first go to the environment tab, go to the color and choose environment texture and choose open, and let's choose this one, open. And you can download these kinds of HDRI from Polyheaven. I will put the link also in my video description. So I will also provide the footage and environment map. You can check it inside my video description. Okay, so now you can see let me go here and disable this transparent, so now I can see the environment map as well as. And to fix and control the environment map, I go to the world tab, and here this is the environment map, and I will use hue and saturation over here as well as. And you can see also I can play with these settings. Let's add a gamma node over here. Here I can press Ctrl T and I can rotate it if I want. So something like this can work, and here I can make it transparent, you can see. And also I want to mix this using sky texture so that I can create a light, or maybe I can simply create a new light, sunlight, and move this into a new collection called light. And there will be a light by default, this one. So I'm going to maybe delete this. Okay, select this light and let me rotate this. So you can see now this is before, this is after. Now we are also creating the highlight. You can see the highlight and shadow from this direction as well as. Select this and I can just work it accordingly, and maybe change the color a bit warm like this. And the most important thing, I can select this dress and maybe I can just bake it. So go to the shape, but before baking let me check the animations. So this is looking good. I can just simply bake all dynamics and it will bake this animation. You can see this is looking really good. If I will play, I really like it. And guys, maybe you can fine tune this even more, just like you can add some extra wind, and in some point you can disable this wind and activate that wind, so that can also help. Okay, I can also select this and go to the object panel, and here is a new option in Blender 4.0 called scene, which usually we notice in cloth. So let me increase the weight, and maybe I can change this tint color to something like this. Let's make it 64. I think I forget to change over here. Anyways, to render this, how usually I try to render, I change a few settings for the rendering. Just like here I use the 256 samples. For the light path, maybe in the transparent slider, because we have the transparency in our scene, you can see over here, I will bump this sample to 24. So I want to calculate this part very naturally. I don't want any issues over here. So I will go with 24 over here, and rest of this maybe I can go with 8. Make sure to disable the motion blur. We can add motion blur also in post, and rest is history. So go to the compositing tab, and here you will notice a bunch of things which I don't want. So what I will do, I will simply plug this render layer to the composite and same into the viewer, and the rest of the things I will delete. Okay, and I will add a new node called file output node, and here I am going to the node setup, and in the properties I will change this to the open EXR multi-layer, because I want to export a few things. If I'll go here and change this combined mode to the shadow catcher, here you can see, maybe you'll notice some shadows going on over here. So this is what I want to export. So it will be in a separate path. In the combined path, the color will be available. And let's suppose if you want to, use the diffuse color in a separate, diffuse direct in a separate, indirect in a separate. So you can render all these things separately, as well as you can also export the ambient occlusion if you want. So I will do a couple of things. So to reactivate those things over here, I have to go to the view layer options, and I'm going to use the shadow catcher, ambient occlusion, and that's it. File path, file output over here, I will change this to the TWLLOC, and here I will make it color and choose this to the shadow, and one pass is AO. Okay, and let's plug this image into the color, AO into the AO, and shadow catcher into the shadow, and you can define the path where you want to export, and after that you can just start render image and it will start rendering that thing. You can see, and here you can see the one extra object is also rendering. So I will just close this, go down to the cube and just disable it from viewport and render, and now it will not render. We have only these things available, and this looks pretty good. One last thing which I want to share with you, I will select this and go to the modifier tab, and here if I want I can add a subdivision surface modifier. So you can see this is before and this is after, a bit more details if you want, and one subdivision, one level is pretty good for here. So yeah, you can definitely do it if you want. So I'll press Ctrl S, save it, and go to the render and render animation, and I will see you. So yeah, I will see you inside After Effects in a moment. Thanks for watching this one. Okay, so here we are inside After Effects, and I hope you really enjoying the tutorial. Let me open my clip, and I will simply drag and drop to this icon, and it will create a composition with same resolution and same frame rate. I will simply copy this path and double tap here, and here I will go to the render and select the first one, and make sure this open EXR sequence is selected and click import. And I will simply drag and drop it here. Go to effect and control panel, and I will press control space just to search the effect. You can also go into the effect and preset panel and search the same. I will search extractor R, and in the layer panel I will choose color, and here you will find this color is a bit weird. So to fix this I will add a new effect called exposure, and I will put 3, and now you will see this is much more good. So I will make it 2.8 maybe, and if I will play, let me go and play. So you will see, you will notice this is looking beautiful. I will try to add a couple of things. So let me press enter and rename this to the color, Ctrl D to duplicate, and in the below layer I will rename this to the shadow, and in the below layer I will simply go to the layer and choose shadow. So now I will see this shadow, and I will down the exposure. I will remove the exposure, or I will keep with gamma 1. And in the blending mode you can toggle this from here, change this to the multiply. So this is before and this is after. And what I can do more, our original cloth looks a bit dull. So I will go to the select the color, control space, and add a curves. And here maybe I can just simply boost the white a bit like this, not much, something like this. And I can go to the alpha, and here you can see the black edges I don't want, so I will just make this down and it will remove this, and this looks really good. So yeah, in last maybe what you can do, I can just simply pre-compose this and add a pixel motion blur. So this is before and this is after. So basically this is adding a bit of motion blur. Alright, so here you can see this is how it is looking, and this is looking really nice. And you can keep trying and keep doing some experiment. You can add some more cloth over on the building, just like the t-shirts and some other stuff, and you can add some movement just like we did through the wind and turbulence, and this will really sell the effect. So I hope you really like the tutorial, and I hope you really enjoy it, learning a new stuff. Please hit the like button, subscribe our channel, and it will really motivate me to make more tutorials for you. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for loving me. I am NPS3D and I will see you next time with an amazing tutorial. Until then, keep working, keep smiling. Bye bye and take care.